What's up, girlies? I am so tired, but I'm committed, right? Participation, because prayer requires participation. So, welcome to Vlogmas, day 2, the life of the pretty and the powerful. Last night we ended up taking about, I keep on saying I ended up taking about 260 pictures and about 20 videos. And again, remember I told you I'm batching, so these will be videos that I'll use with Avon content. There'll be some Pinterest, it'll be some thumbnails, it'll be some reel covers, all of that kind of good stuff. But baby, I am tired. I finished about maybe 2 a.m. and I woke up pretty early, but yeah, I needed more sleep. And I did not have an energy drink. I should have had an energy drink. So what did I get done today? Today, I went through all of the pictures, and probably out of all of them, I kept maybe 50 or 60. Now, am I going to use all 50 or 60 of those? Probably not, but I like to have options. But for sake of space, girlies, because I'm going to tell y'all this, like, keeping space on your iPhone and your iPad is crazy. Like, it's so hard because not only do you have like pictures and videos, you also have the files from the audio files from the podcast I'm doing on there, and just trying to make sure that whatever I have on my iPad, I have on my iPhone and vice versa. But I am going to get one of those large external drives probably this week. I was trying to hold off and kind of store everything on there. That way I can keep my iPhone and my iPad free, because I edit on my iPad. So I need to be able to move the videos back and forth. And on my iPhone, you know, when you want to film, it ain't nothing like when you want to film or you want to take a picture or you want to take a video and it say no storage. Like, that pisses me off. So I try to clean those out regularly. But yeah, that's what we did today. So I did not edit Vlogmas day 1. I'm actually in the middle of it though. Like, and then I was like, let me go ahead and get day 2 out the way. But here's day 1. We're filming on my iPad. What did I want to talk about today, really? I mean, like, is the girlies supposed to have like a schedule that they talk about? Like, what are they doing? Don't forget, if you girlies are not subscribed, please subscribe. I am trying to get 100 subscribers by my birthday, which is December 28th. And I also want 50 podcast ratings. So I'm on YouTube with my podcast. I'm also on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. You also can go on iHeartRadio and listen to it, or you can tell Amazon Music to listen to it. I haven't done that yet myself, to make sure it kind of, because you're supposed to be like, hey Alexa, play Drop the Details podcast, and she's supposed to do it, but I haven't tried it, so we'll have to see if that works. But I did put it on Amazon Music. So if you are not subscribed, please subscribe. Tap the bell so you never miss a detail. And share this out to the other girlies so that they can get their life too, girlies. I mean, it's time for them walking a pretty and powerful era as well. Yeah, so I'm really, like, y'all, earlier I had so much to talk to y'all about, but today I like, my brain is like fried. It's like I don't really have anything to discuss. Like, I had some stuff I wanted to discuss, but I can't remember it, and I don't want to just keep saying like smack my lips, da, 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 da. I mean, but like what are y'all watching on TV? So I'm watching the morning show. When I do watch TV, I rarely watch TV unless it's a show, a specific show. But what do you guys I remember too what I was gonna talk to y'all about. But what are you guys watching on TV? So I'm watching the morning show. I'm on like season 3, maybe, or it might be in season 4. But I'm right at the point where UBA is about to get ready and merge with that guy Paul Marks or whatever. And I don't know, like, I got kind of confused because I was like, dang, did I miss a few episodes or did I skip a season unexpectedly? Because it's like we went back and it was no like, a couple of months ago or nothing. Like, it was no transition. Like, we kind of just went back, and I'm like, okay, this stuff, kind of, you saw the foreshadowing, and you like, okay, this stuff already happened, or did I jump a few episodes ahead or whatever? But I don't know. But I like it. I actually like those ladies' characters more than I like them in other episodes. Like, I can't even think of these girls' names. But Jennifer Aniston, like I never really cared for her in Friends, but Friends wasn't my thing. But I like her in this. I think that this is a really cute role for her. Let me sit back, girlies. I think this is a really cute role for her, and I like her. I mean, yeah, she has some issues, but I like her in this role. And then I cannot think of this Reese Witherspoon. I hope that's her name. Reese Witherspoon. Like, I liked her. I did not like her in All the Little Fires or whatever that show was, but that was just the character. You know, I guess I didn't really care for her. But in this one, I like her. Like, I think this is something that she normally doesn't do, and this was something that she stepped out of her comfort zone with, and I like it. So I hope that they get renewed for season 5, I think, so that, you know, I'll have something to watch. Like, it literally takes me probably 5-6 months to get through a season. But again, it depends on how often I'm watching TV too. So like I'll watch an episode while I'm folding laundry, or watch an episode really when I'm kind of trying to, you know, get my brain to kind of relax. But I don't watch TV often. So let's go. I remember what I was gonna tell y'all, right? So when I was telling people yesterday that I was going to be doing batch content shooting, a lot of people asked me like so many questions, right? Like, and people were just kind of asking me like who I was talking on the phone with and stuff like that. So I was like, well, you know what? Let me tell the girlies how I do batch content shooting. So the first thing I do is that I decide what day I'm gonna do it on. I usually do it Saturday evenings or Friday evenings because it allows me to cut my brain off and not have to think about the next day for preparation, right? If I would do a Sunday night, I would be thinking like, okay, well, you know what? If I don't get started by this time, you know, it's not going to get done because I have to start getting ready for the work week. So the reason I like to do it I don't really like to do it on Fridays either that much because, you know, you be tired from the week and you kind of need time to let your brain rest and kind of be able to tap into your creative juices. And so Saturday works for me. Now, it depends on what kind of content I'm filming. Like, if it doesn't matter if it's nighttime or not, or how I want the pictures to come out, you know, I'll film whatever time of day that I want to film. But I like, honestly, to film at night because Saturday I like to go outside and, you know, shop and run errands and stuff like that. And then when I come home, my mind is already, I guess since I've been doing it so long, my mind is already preparing to shoot content, whether it's pictures, videos, or rarely do I edit content. If I'm gonna do editing content on a Saturday night, I'm usually brainstorming. It's really not editing content. I have to edit content on like Sunday afternoon. Or early in the morning. So I'm a 4 a.m. girly. So I get up in the morning and I use that time before I go and go to work to edit content or set up my mini chat automations, whatever. I'll have to tell you guys like how I set up my back of the house. That's actually one of the upcoming episodes in the podcast for January, is that we're going to talk about Evernote and how I use Evernote to basically, you know, plan out my whole first quarter of Q1. So my Q1 first quarter is already planned out just because with my birthday being at the end of the month and New Year's Eve, I like to really, really cut off and give myself a break because I don't give myself a break. Like, I'm a true workaholic. I'm a Capricorn, and baby, I will work. In my mind, working, if I have to work obsessively and work a whole lot for 6 months in order to meet a goal, my brain is like, let's do it, you know? So it's very hard for me to cut off, especially when I'm working towards a goal and I never not have a goal. So it's very hard for me to cut off. And so what happens is that I at the end of the year, I try to make myself cut off because it's my birthday and it's New Year's Eve and my birthday's right after Christmas. So usually I'll work probably up until like December 21st and then I'll be done. I'll be like, okay, you know what? That's it. I'll see, you know, I'll do more work, whatever it is that I'm doing January 6th. I'll take off from my 9 to 5 and everything because I try to take that time and just really just live life. Like, I don't film content and I don't want to do, you know, anything like that. I just want to kind of just live in the moment every day. So I've already planned out my Q1, but I need to put it in Evernote. So I've kind of planned it out in my notes on my phone, and my goal in 2026 is to use Evernote more. I started using Evernote last year, which, if you don't know Evernote is like a digital note taking system. I started using it in probably May. And I used it heavily for like for the first 2 months. I tried to use it for work and everything. And then I realized that I didn't want to use it for work. I wanted to just use it just for my content creation. And so I used it probably up until like August, September. And then I fell off and I started using the notes app in my phone, which is good. I feel like if you've been using notes and notes work for you, then stick with notes. But if you are somebody who is looking for a note-taking system, I know another one is I think Evernote. I think Google has one. I'm trying to think of this other big one that everybody kind of uses. I can't think of it, but I mean, whatever it is that you want to use, feel free to use it. But I really like Evernote. But I think it does have a little bit of a learning curve because you have to understand, like, okay, well, what is a notebook and what is a task and what is this and what is that? And you have to just think of it as like Word with templates. Like, that's really all it is. But I'm gonna do a whole video on that, and I'm gonna show you guys how I actually set up my Evernote in my Q1 so you guys can kind of see. But back to content creation. See, I told y'all I get off track and start talking about anything. So I when I'm filming my content, like I said, I like to film my content on Saturday night, and then I pick out all my clothes, my makeup looks. I try to, the only thing that really will kind of change in my makeup is my lipstick. And if I'm gonna do no lipstick, obviously I film those shots first, and then I go probably red and then sometimes purple. But a lot of time, the biggest thing for me is just kind of planning out, like, okay, what kind of eyeshadow do I wear? What kind of look do I want to have? Do I want to have a really golden look, which is really the look that I prefer 100% of the time? I don't even know why I still be giving myself options or discussing options with myself. But, how do I want my hair to look? How, and it's not like one of those kind of planning things. So I make sure I plan everything out. I try to have at least 3 to 4 outfits I can change in because, girlies, you only gonna want to shoot so many times in one outfit. And for me, I tell myself, like, okay, you know what? I may shoot the same scene or the same thing in 2 different outfits because, repurpose the content. But sometimes, you just don't. Like, I'm going to tell you guys this in order to save storage on your phone too, but also to make sure you're using the pictures. If you're going to take pictures or you decide that you're going to batch shoot content like once a month, twice a month, give yourself 30 days to use those pictures. I don't even give myself 30 days. I give myself 21 days, 3 weeks. If I don't use the pictures that I took in those 3 weeks, then I delete them because I feel like I'm never going to use them, right? Like but that's me. I take pictures very often. Like I try to take pictures at least every 2 weeks and make new content. So if I'm not going to use them in those 3 weeks, then I delete them because to me, it's like, it's just holding on to space and I'm just having these just to kind of look at. So they hold no purpose if I haven't already used them. Usually when I'm batch filming the content, the content is going into use the next day, and I put it into use. I scale. I schedule whatever I need to schedule, and then I use them again. So in 21 days for me, you go bye-bye. You go bye-bye off my memory card. You go bye-bye off my phone. You go bye-bye off my iPad. But with me getting probably the big SD card, which I think is like one T, which I think is a ton, or I don't know, 1 T. That is what, I think with that much memory, I won't have to delete. If I want to keep them, I can keep them. But let's go back. So make sure first that that you kind of pick all your outfits out. That way you're not trying to figure out what you want to wear in the middle of shooting the content. The next thing I would tell you though is to make sure you block off that time. I think it's important that once you kind of get in your creative zone, that you're allowed to stay in your creative zone. So when I know that I'm a film content, I make sure that I don't put my phone on do not disturb, but people kind of know, right? And so if somebody calls me or something like that, I'll let them know, like, hey, I'm gonna shoot some content, and that way I don't have to worry about distractions when I'm getting ready to shoot. Because once I'm in my zone, I'm in my zone. I don't like shooting content in front of other people. And that's really just because sometimes, when you shooting, and I suggest this too, that you just shoot, right? Like just shoot. Like, well, if it's pictures, just don't be worried about trying to take a picture and then go back and look and see what it look like. Take another picture. Only time I do that is when I'm doing my initial test shots. And usually I've done my test shots in the morning or earlier. So I've seen what lighting I want. I've seen what angle I need to have the camera at. I've seen what cameras I need. Sometimes I film it on my phone. Sometimes I film it on my DG Osmo Pocket 3. But Nine times out of 10, I'm filming on my phone because I feel like I'm gonna be posting from my phone. Now, if it is another picture or if it's a video, I film on my camera. I really try to film on my camera because I paid a lot of money for this camera, and I like the camera quality. So I really do like my camera. I know how to use it better as a recorder versus a camera. Like I can do a little bit with the camera, but honestly, I feel like if the phone works, then why fix what's broken, girlies? Like sometimes we got to stop trying to reinvent the wheel, and we got to stop trying to make other things work because it worked for somebody else. Focus on you. Keep your eyes on your own paper. For me, when I film pictures, I love to use it I do it on my iPhone. Now lately I've been having my iPhone look kind of, I don't know, the pictures have been coming out looking like it's a film over it. But so I try to make sure that I'm always cleaning it because sometimes I have my phone like when I'm doing my makeup and setting powder or get on it, or, obviously something to kind of get on it that'll make the picture filmy looking. But I'm not gonna lie, I took pictures last night and I did have that grainy effect kind of going on because I took a lot of pictures like and it was kind of dark. It wasn't as much light. I like the effect. I'm a 90s girl. So it gave very much 90s, and I think that's going to be my filter moving forward. You know how sometimes people have like certain filters and like, okay, that's such and such, you can kind of identify them based off their pictures. Like it was one girl, her name was, matter of fact, her name was Jordy Cakes, and she used to be a baker, and then I think she transitioned to like a coffee shop, and I think now she's like a chief marketing officer for the Double Dutch Club. But anyway, she had did a podcast, and her podcast was Mommy's Anonymous, but all her pictures were in black and white. And every time I seen that black and white come on my timeline, I knew it was her. Like I didn't even have to, look at the person's name or anything like that. I knew it was her. And so I like that 90s grain filter. And so like I said, I've kind of mastered how to film like that, my pictures at nighttime, but I have to see like, is there a filter out there that I can kind of just put on my pictures, and it would give it that filter like right away, like quickly. But yeah, so I mean, I know I kind of went all over the place, but again, this is just us talking. I make sure that I get all my clothes out. Let me tell y'all too about getting in your creative zone. So a lot of people don't really know how to tap into their creative energy, and when they do tap into it, it's not ideal, right? So whether you need to have a drink or a smoke, or you need it to be really quiet, or you need certain kind of music, whatever it is that you need to kind of pinpoint what that is and make that the standard of when tap into your creativity, whether you finna write, paint, color, film, whatever. You need to make that a standard. And I learned a lot about being a creator from these two books. So the first book was The Creative Act, and I think that's by Rick Rubin, in The Artist's Way, and that's by Julia Cameron. I got other videos that talk about these two that I'm actually going to be releasing this week. So don't trip if you didn't catch it right now. You'll see it on my platform. Go follow me on IG or TikTok or Facebook, and you'll see it on there. But those two books are, books for creative. So Julia kind of gives you the foundation about creativity and what it is, and kind of like how to train it almost. So she thinks of creativity almost like a brain. And with the brain, you have to train it, right? You got to build it up. And that's what she kind of talks about in her book. So I really learned about, ways to kind of, again, train that muscle so that I can grow it and it can be stronger. And then Rick Rubin's book, his book talks about how, almost kind of like how to perfect your creativity. And I think of Julia Cameron as like your bachelor's, you go, you get the foundation, and then the master's when you start kind of fine tuning it. So Rick Rubin gonna teach you how to kind of fine tune your creativity and really be able to pull on it when you want to pull on it. And that taught me that I need a certain environment to feel creative. I need a certain environment. I need certain things to kind of happen. I need certain items in my creativity. One thing that I like to drink is that I like to drink either a CBD or a mushroom based drink. So like most of the time it's sparkling water or sparkling soda or a carbonated drink. The brand that's on the top of my head that I like is called Recess. And I think their stuff it may have like some mushrooms in it or whatever, but I mean, it's all legal. And I like to drink those because they calm me down. They calm me down. They kind of take me out of my head. They turn off that critique. Like I have this girl on the inside of my brain, and she critiques everything. She don't care about my feelings. She don't care about, like even this right now, she's screaming literally like, what are we doing? Like, because if you know my other content is very edited, right? Meaning that the hair is perfect, the makeup is perfect, the setup perfect. Like I will reshoot whatever the content is 3 or 4 times, sometimes 5, 6 times, so I get it how I want it to be. So this is me telling her, girl, go take a break. We are not going to get too critical on these Vlogmas or whatever, because we want to be able to film more often. And of course, you guys need more episodes of the pretty and powerful. And that's not going to come with me wanting to edit every single thing or edit every single picture or story or episode. It's just not gonna work because I'm gonna be so behind. I'm not gonna be able to create new content because I'm gonna be so busy editing old content. So this is helping us to do that. But I think that I need certain things. Like I don't want nobody there. I don't want I even a photographer. So I'm thinking about getting a photographer. Like my girl Amber, she has a special, and I think something along the lines. I think you can shoot once a month for like 90 minutes. And you could do it for 3 months. I guess she does like a 3-month retainer. And I was like, oh, that'd be great because I really, really like taking pictures and I really like shooting fresh content. And then I thought about it though, and I was like, you know what? But how are you going to feel with somebody else shooting the content? Now, I don't need to be coached and all of that. Like I can, I know what I like and what I look like, and what poses I need to do. But I mean, sometimes you do need just a reminder, like, hey, smile with the eyes. The eyes are so big. Like let's soften the eyes. Lift your chin up a little bit. Move your arm here or do that, because a lot of times you don't see those subtle changes that you need to make until after you go back through and you edit it. But that's why I do multiple takes. Like I said, when I shoot, I shoot. Like that's how I got to almost 300 pictures last night, because I'm just shooting me, my timer, and my little clicker. You guys probably see it in the video all the time. It's the little clicker. You can take the pictures with the thing in your hand. I put a gold chain on mine because the details. And it's just me, that my DG in my iPhone and my tripods, and it's me in my apartment, and I can shoot. And so I thought about that, like, you know what, like I don't know how it feel, with somebody, or if I would be able to really tap into my creativity if somebody else was here with me, or if I didn't have the time that I needed, right? We think about it with a photographer, your time, you're usually limited. Like they'd be like, okay, you got 90 minutes. You want to do 3 outfits, you got 90 minutes. No, honey, I can't be rushed, because then it's almost like I said, it's like you kind of you may affect the way your creativity. You may, basically is what it is, your creativity levels, you may be affected. So I'm not willing to do that. So I don't think I'm gonna go with a photographer. I really want to though, because I would love for the pictures to come back edited and I don't have to do all that stuff. And like I said, somebody there to kind of gently coach me. But I don't know if the pros outweigh the cons for me. But let me say this. I have not shot with a photographer in a long time. Probably maybe like 5, 6 years. I did work with Amber before, but I was doing product shoots, and so it didn't. And I wasn't in the shoot, so it was much easier. But I think with this is different. So maybe I'll just book one shoot and just kind of see how I feel, and then I guess I can make my official decision. If not, I'm gonna get her on retainer in 2026 or not, because yeah, I plan on doing some big things, and that's gonna have to be another Vlogmas. Maybe I'll do that Vlogmas closer to the end. How long is Vlogmas? See, I got so many questions, y'all. If you know how long Vlogmas is, put it in the comments. Like, put it in the comments. Let me know how long you supposed to do Vlogmas. Like, cause I think I would be committed to doing it until maybe Christmas, maybe Christmas be my cutoff or whatever. Like, I'm definitely gonna do a vlog for my birthday. I actually got some good content planned for my birthday, but I don't know. But anyway, Yeah, those are my kind of my when people, those are kind of questions people ask me, like, how do I get prepared? I get prepared by, I pick all my outfits out, I'm talking about shoes, accessories, everything. I pick everything out. I figure out how I'm gonna do my makeup and my hair. I have all that ready. I get whatever I need is to calm me down. For me, it's like I said, it's one of those CBD drinks to kind of relax me and get me out of my head. I make sure that, my apartment is clean, like I want it to be clean, and all my cameras and stuff is charged up, and that I have everything that I need at my disposal. And then, this is important, girlies. So I eat before. I always make sure to kind of eat before, because it's nothing like when you got to stop because you're hungry, right? Or, you whatever, it's kind of going on. That kind of distracts you. So I eat before. I make sure I eat before. So if I'm gonna eat dinner, and like I said, I'm gonna film at night, I eat dinner, and then I get dressed. And I shoot. And like I said, I shoot straight through. So that means I may do the same pose 4 or 5 times, and I just move something silly, like move my head down. Or I remind myself, like, okay, soften your eyes, because my eyes are big and I always want to open them up so wide. Like, oh my God, like they be like this, y'all. But I have to tell myself, like, okay, soften your eyes, and sometimes, pull the camera back, try different angles on things. So really give myself the time and the space to do what I want to do. Like, I don't put a limit on it. I try to tell myself I need to start by a certain time, so that I do kind of keep to a schedule getting started. But once I start, I don't finish until I feel satisfied with it. I also, again, try to film everything I can. So if I know that I need to, like I know for sure I need to put out some Avon content, and I need to shoot a couple of podcast reel covers. I need to shoot some thumbnails, because I got some other kind of videos coming out this week. So I get all the products that I may need, and I make sure I kind of think about what the themes of these podcasts are, what the episodes are about, because that helps me to kind of think about what poses I need to do, or how I want the picture to come off. So, and if it's other pictures where I'm just kind of obviously photo dumps, then I take some of those too. Like, I really like to show off the details. So I like to show off my accessories, my shoes, my jewelry, that kind of stuff. So that's just like, what I kind of do when I get ready and I batch shoot content. Again, I try to batch it all and shoot it all on one night, and then edit it the next day. Not the videos though. I don't edit the videos until I'm actually getting ready to post them. But the pictures, I go through all the pictures, and I keep the ones that I like. First, it's just like a straight up, like, purge of all the ones that look weird, right? Because obviously, your eyes closed, you're looking out the wrong way. Like last night for me, my large mirror in my living room was smudged on the bottom half, and it messed up like 15 pictures. And I was so mad, because I'm like, why is this so smudgy? But I have to remember that, it gets dusty. And I guess I was trying to clean it really fast, because I didn't prep. I cleaned everything and didn't clean the mirror. But I was trying to just clean it really quickly, and it smudged really bad, and I didn't see it until after I got done shooting the pictures. So I lost those 20 pictures, but I told myself, like, you know what, you can always do the pose again. You can do the pose again in a different outfit. So don't call it, don't be so distraught over it. But yeah, so I mean, you get rid of those pictures first, and then the second pictures are the ones that you kind of like, okay, is this like, because you're gonna end up with multiple shots of the multiple versions of the same shot, and they're gonna literally be the same, because when you click, and you just like, okay, click, boop, 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 and sometimes you move in your head, sometimes you're not. It just depends on how you're doing it. And so duplicates, I guess, is the best thing. So I delete all the duplicates, right? If I know I don't need it, then I'm deleting it. And then the third round is kind of like, okay, what am I feeling and what am I not feeling? Those are the ones you're like, okay, I really, really like this one, but I don't like this one. And I just go ahead and I just heart them. That way, when I am getting ready to upload it into Canva, or transfer it over to my iPad, I can just go to the favorites album, and they are right there. Click, boom, upload, one big thing. So that's kind of like how I plan out my shoot days. If you don't shoot as often as me, you can, take some time and take some really, really, really good pictures, because you'll be using those pictures often. But I don't know. To me, I like to see when the girlies switch up the pictures, because to me it makes it feel like the brand is living. It's a living brand. I don't like when the brand look dead. You know, when you go to somebody's page and you like, are you even still operating? Are you even still in business? You know, to me, and it could be, you know, your posts and your captions are very much relevant. But if I'm looking just at your pictures, I'm gonna be like, I'm first look, I'm think the brand is dead. So I like to make sure that Ebony the Details is living and breathing. Is a living and breathing brand. So I keep but I also really enjoy taking pictures. So I try to keep that going. Um, you know, I want to also talk to you guys about hobbies, right? So I want to pick up a new hobby. Why? I don't know where I'm gonna get the time at to do it. But I don't know. But it's almost like I want to do a hobby for the first time that I'm not going to turn into business. So I like to do arts and crafts because the details, duh. And I can do all kinds of stuff though. Like I've made you guys remember when they would take the shopping bags from like Louis Vuitton or Gucci or whatever, and then they would make them into tote bags, which I think first of all was super cute. I don't know why people were in an uproar about it. Like, okay, so what? You know what I'm saying? It's a tote bag. Marshall Fields just came out with tote bags. Not Mark Bloomingdale's got the little brown tote bag. Like, what are we doing? But anyway, so I made those. I've done Crocs. I've bejeweled stuff. I saw this thing, and I used to call it string when I was a kid, where you take the two plastic strings and you kind of interlace them to make different designs. So like the snake, the butterfly, the cobra, circle, square. I picked it up. Again, I used to call it string and usually learned it at camp or, you know, in the summertime playing with your friends. But I've been seeing on TikTok, the girlies are calling it GIMP, GIMP. I don't know where that word came from or why that's even the case for that, or to explain what that is, but whatever. I thought about picking that back up because it's something I can just kind of do with my hands. But I don't, again, I think that's people who kind of like watch a lot of TV, right? And you want to kind of keep your hands moving. I don't watch a lot of TV and I can't even see where I would do that or why I would do that. Like, I mean, I guess you could put it on the bus and kind of do it to kind of keep your hands while you know, you traveling to it from work, but I don't know. I learned how to do the big knitting, like with your arms. They call it like arm knitting with the huge, huge, huge yarn. I learned how to do that. That was okay. That was fun for a couple of weeks. I've done painting, like, you know, paint by the colors, that kind of stuff. I never did really get into coloring books. Like that just wasn't my thing. I've done word search though, the thesaurus, the thesaurus. What am I thinking about, y'all? Word search. I've done crosswords. What's what I'm thinking about? I used to really be into the crosswords, so I would do those a lot. The New York Times one. But yeah, reading. I mean, I read some books. I kind of get into reading, but again, I guess that requires me to slow down more in longer than I want to slow down. I feel like at least with TV, it's like, okay, I can watch a half episode, like which is what I did before I started filming this. I watched a half an episode and then I'll probably watch the other half while I'm cleaning up the kitchen tonight, you know, and that'll kind of be it. But I can kind of stop and go. I feel like with a book, I don't know. I feel like it's more pressure on me to finish it. But I do like, you know, the quietness that comes with reading. I honestly though, I like blogs. So it's one blog called The Every Girl. I think it's called The Every Girl. And I thought that was just such a refreshing blog. Like it really reminded me of the magazines you would read when you was a teenager. Like YM, I think was the name of one, 17, obviously, Teen Vogue, that kind of stuff. It reminds me of that because the articles are very fresh, but they so girly, y'all. Like, I mean, they talk about, you know, this is the nail polish of the season, and this is the purse, this is the clothing trend, you know, this is what's going on here, you know, here go relationship dating, is, you know, what horoscope, you know, it's just very wholesome content to me that really resonates with me, you know, as a millennial girly. And again, it reminds me of those magazines we used to read when we were teenagers. And I love it. I honestly, I wanted to create my own version like that because I really was like, okay, I want to get the information out there to the girlies like this, because the girlies actually started out as XOXO the girlies. And we were on IG, and we were just kind of like one of those pages that posted like, obviously the cute caption cards and pictures and aesthetic pictures and stuff like that. And then I went on Substack and I started writing articles about different stuff that was kind of going on. Like I think one of the articles I wrote was about my take on why everybody loved Angela Simmons so much, and wanted her to win because she was the girl. She has this girl next door aesthetic, whatever case may be. But that was kind of going around, so I wrote my own take on that, and that's probably all I really got into. I don't know why I decided to shift over into YouTube. I guess because again, to me, everything is a race, right? So it was like, get it out as fast as you can. And when I guess when you're writing vlogs, it's a little bit different because it takes a little bit more time. And so I just didn't have that time. So that the girlies kind of transitioned into the house of details and Ebony details with me over here, and we chilling. But yeah, so and then I like to read like the New York Times. I like to read the Wall Street Journal. So I have the Apple News app. I actually pay for it monthly so that I can get all of those subscriptions in one price. So I can kind of go on there and read Entrepreneur, Ebony magazine if I want to. Is it Essence? I think is the other one. Like whatever it is I want to read, I can read it in that app. And they also have like, the travel ones. They have the Woman's Day, which is like the older version of those books like Cosmo and magazine and 17 and Vogue, the more stay-at-home mom or working mom type content. I used to love Woman's Day though as a kid. My mom used to have, so we used to get them all the time, and we would have so many copies of it, and I would always read it and read about the recipes. And to me, it was just such a grown-up magazine. Okay, but now it's like they lean a little bit too into the older content for me. I'm still over here like, girl, what's the nail polish color of the season? Okay, that's where I'm at over here. But yeah, so I'm looking for a new hobby. I thought about what is it? I had a good hobby, y'all, but I can't remember what it was. Sewing. So I want to learn how to sew. Now, why I didn't learn this as a kid, because my mama could sew really well, and we had a sewing machine. And I want to say that I think my grandma taught my niece before she passed away how to sew too. But I want to learn how to sew because I want to start to make my own clothes or to tailor my own clothes. And I want to make purses. I want to make coats. But girl, where's the time after that? Like the time to learn a pattern or to go out and girl, y'all see the bees? Y'all, this the bees. Let me show y'all because clearly they trying to get in the camera. Like Brittany went solo. This used to be Brittany and the bees, and Brittany went solo. She sit over there now. So this is the bees. They doing their own thing over here. Clearly they want some attention. They never really in the camera like that, so I can see it's usually Russell or Bali or Monaco. But girl, okay, girl, I introduced you. Now stop. But I think I want to learn how to sew. So that's something I may kind of get into. And then, I was thought about doing my own nails, because one thing I don't like is that when I go to the nail shop and I got to be in a 3 and 4 hours waiting before I even get in the chair. But I want to do my nails more often. So right now I get my nails done probably like every 3 weeks, but really like every month. Now don't get me wrong, the girlie, she does a good job to where they are, they stay, they last, they're mine. I make sure I do my at-home maintenance with my vitamin E oils to make sure they stay strong, and I take care of them. But I want to change the colors more often. Like I really been into gel polishes. Like I follow a couple of people, and man, the colors are gorgeous, especially when they do that cat eye. Man, like I'm obsessed with it. Like I keep looking at it. And I did try to do my own nails during COVID, like with the press-ons and stuff like that. But girl, it was no. No. That wasn't for me. And so now that I've grown my own nails though, it's like I want to be able to change the color as often as I want, but I only want to polish. Like, I don't want to go in and file and change the nail shape and all that because I don't want to mess it up. But my mom used to actually do her own nail shapes, her own nails, period, at home. And she ain't never pulled out no blue light or nothing like that, girl. She would paint them nails with that Avon polish and that would be it. Okay, put some clear polish on. I ain't never seen them chipped. I don't even remember her taking them off because she didn't wear red polish all the time. She only wore it when it was a special occasion. But me, y'all know I like red polish all the time. So red polish and red lipstick, honey. So but I'm thinking like, should I do my own nails? That way I can change the color in whenever I want to, and I can start to collect my own gel polishes, because I also think that the girls at the nail shop, y'all, they be making the polish, they be stretching it out so much that you can tell. You can tell because sometimes I get a color when it's a fresh bottle, because sometimes they gotta open a fresh bottle and you'll be like, this color is so vibrant and the polish is so thick and it lasts such a long time because it's fresh polish. But when they start trying to stretch it, and doing all that stuff they be doing to stretch it, you can tell. You be like, the nail polish has been stretched, girl. Like it's done. It's life. It's over. There's nothing left in here. But my biggest fear though with nail polish is that, because I'll start to collect, right? But how often am I getting my nails done? I'm getting my nails done once a month, right? Think about it. That's one time a month. That's only 12 times a year. I don't get it done more often because, first of all, okay, a fill-in and a fill-in, whew, okay, and the longer my nails get, the more they're charging me. So, I like I said, I only get them done really one time a month, and I'm thinking like, if I take my own gel polish and I go, I'm only needing 12. So what do I do with the other ones when I want more? Because it's definitely more than 12 colors that I want. But I wouldn't mind getting my nails done every week if my finances could afford it. But I also know that, you shouldn't get them done every week because you don't want to start to, I guess like weaken them. But I ain't saying you got to file them and do all the other stuff. Just give me a polish change. Give me a polish change. One week I get a polish change. Next week I get a fill in. One week I get a polish change. Next week I get a fill in. That way, we're keeping the nails strong. We're not putting too much stress on them. And yeah, we can make it do what it do. So let me know if some of you girlies out there do your own nails or you buy your own nail polish. How do you how fast are you going through it? Because I don't want to waste it, right? If I only get them done one time a month, then I'm going through 12, and I'm only usually really using that one nail polish color one time a year. How long can nail polish last? Like, I know, makeup has an expiration date. What's the expiration date on nail polish? So, but let me know. Let me know. And then also, if y'all got some companies that y'all really like to buy nail polish from, y'all send them to me. Because when I say I'm obsessed, I'm obsessed. Like, this is one guy I followed last night, 2 nights ago. His name is Shine something, but his polishes look so fire, girl. He's like, I literally wanted he has a silver one. I think he called like Diamond Dust. And he has a red, he has a green, he has another kind. He got like 3 or 4 reds. Like, y'all know how I feel about a red nail polish. And I'm like, ooh, I want all of these. And so he had some sets, right? Because he had like a holiday set and all that. But the holiday set, I wanted like half the colors in there, and the other, I wanted to make my own set. Like, if y'all listening out there and y'all sell nail polish, let the girlies make their own set. You could be like, okay, 6 polishes is this much money. You could pick your 6 that you want. Like, man. But since I didn't really like his set, I didn't want all those polishes in that set. I was like, okay, I'm gonna buy them, individually. But then that's when I kept thinking, like, how else am I gonna use these? Like, because as much as I want to change mine, like, I don't want the same color 2 weeks in a row. Now, having the same color 2 months in a row is not that bad because you have it for at least a month. But I want new polish every week. So I'm like, if I learn how to do my own nails at home, I don't have that flexibility because I can do my own nails. And even if I can just change the polish 1 week and then let them go and they do the fill-in the next week. But no, because I want to pay for 2 fill-ins in 1 month. So I would need to learn how to do everything by myself. And I feel like it shouldn't be that hard because these are my nails. So I don't have to worry about putting on no tips or nothing like that or whatever. Like, and then I really want to say this overlay, I think it's I think she used like she might use acrylic. Like I want to know, like, are you using builder gel or acrylic? I'm gonna ask her the next time I go because you know I know she definitely puts acrylic over it. And I'm assuming it's acrylic. I don't really know the difference between acrylic and builder gel, but I can learn. So girlies, if you know the difference between that, let me know in the comments, right? Let me know. And then also let me know what hobbies y'all may be picking up. Like I know, I also thought about scrapbooking, right? Because I do like when I go out, I like collecting little stuff, but girl, I don't think I want to do that. Like I'm leaning more towards sewing and my nails. And only because I lost a ton of weight and I to go to the tailor and take in some of my key pieces and some of my capsule pieces. She is breaking my pockets, y'all. Like it's so much money to get stuff tailored, and especially like I went from probably like a size 18 to I'm probably like a good size 12. I probably can do a 10 if I wanted to, but like if I'm between a 10 and a 12, I'd be an 11. So so I think that's where I'm at. But you know, she charging me an arm and a leg, honey. And then some pieces she's telling me like, girl, it just ain't even worth it. Just go buy another one in your right size. And I'm like, well, some of these pieces, you know, I got them from thrift or boutiques and they're vintage, and I want to continue wearing them because they're good pieces. But I don't know if I keep on paying for them tailoring fees, honey. But yeah, those are my thoughts. So this was Vlogmas Day 2, The Life of the Pretty and the Powerful. I will see you girlies tomorrow. Tomorrow we go to work, so you guys will see. I don't know if I'm gonna take y'all to work. I might just talk to y'all in the morning, talk to y'all when I get off because it be too many folks at work, and I don't want nobody to be on camera who don't want to be on camera, and I really don't want y'all to see exactly where I work at, but I don't really mind at the same time. But you know how it be, girlies. You gotta be safe. We gotta be safe. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Make sure that you like and share and save this video. Send the early girlies to our platform. All of the girlies are welcome in the House of Details. And I'll see you guys tomorrow.